So did you hear that Elon actually bought Twitter?
He is the richest man on earth.
Yeah.
$44 billion.
That's a big price tag.
That's just chump change. That's probably what he found in his couch somewhere in the house.
Well, remember, because what was it, a few days ago when he started, they started talking about this, because he was on the board for a little while.
Yes.
And then they kicked him off, I believe.
Well, he's very into Twitter. He's a
it's a really good tool. Think of
for a platform, it's a great tool. I mean, like everything else.
Think about like how this is kind of how people like us know what's going on the other side. Otherwise we wouldn't know except for the media. I mean, that's a whole other story. But that's how Twitter started. It started like, this is what's going on. I'm so and so, and it was a way of passing information. In the last couple of years, it's become a battleground, but it's become a very biased battleground.
Well, like what you're referring to, censoring.
Yeah.
A lot of censoring does happen on these huge platforms. It does, and that was kind of what was read. That was kind of the reason that Elon Musk bought Twitter, so that way he can go beyond the barriers of freedom of speech. And
I think it's a good move. I think everyone's gonna enjoy this, except for the people who like to censor people. Except for because there's people out there who use Twitter who like it being censored because they're on one side. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And you can never come to a solution or have any type of decent conversation if you're only letting one side spout out what they want.
And the reason why I feel like it's a good thing, I mean, like you said, when a regular guy, I mean, he's not regular, he's a multi-billion-dollar man.
Yeah.
Let's get it right. But when a guy has his own opinions and has the money to change a platform or buy a platform so he can actually say exactly what he wants without getting, banned or criticized. When you have that much money, I mean, I guess you can do what you want. But
you can't,
this man wants to say, hey, listen, no matter what I say, this is how it's going to be, and not going to get censored or critiqued.
And it works for us too, because people can say, because if you go on there now, you can find all the left-wing propaganda on there. We can find it everywhere. And you never have time for people to have an opposite opinion because they don't let you. Yes, some of the stuff is negative, some of the stuff is wrong. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff that is true and right is never allowed to be seen.
It's never allowed to be heard more.
And that's not how humans should, converse.
Every human should have the right to hear every side so they can make their own point
Exactly.
of view. And it's like it says, Musk is likely to ban, less likely to ban people for violations on the platform and policies. So, like you said, it's good for people like us, regular people that now use Twitter. We might be able to say what we want without fearing repercussions. So that's always a good thing. When you're allowed to say what you want and not fear things, it's always a good thing.
It's awesome. That's
you
the way
get
it
shit
should
off
be.
your chest, and you don't have to hide inside.
I mean, think about it now. Think about you go on Twitter and you have probably, now I'm shooting out of the dark here, but probably a bunch of interns or maybe lower level people who monitor this thing and are the ones that actually hit the button that censor. You know what I'm saying? But so you're giving these people this kind of power. Obviously that decision is coming from top, saying this is what we don't want, this is who we don't want. So every time they see it, cancel, you know what I'm saying? Now, hopefully that's what's all going to go away.
And just to put to your point, that aspect of it, now you have to believe all these Twitter, employees, I will say.
Yeah.
They got another thing coming.
Yeah, I mean,
because they learned one thing for so long.
Exactly.
And now all that's about to change.
And I wonder how many of them are going to. Elon doesn't strike me as coming in and wiping the whole place out.
I understand. Yeah.
But I do believe there's some people there who are totally fixated
on one thing,
on being on this side, and they're going to end up leaving themselves.
Well, they're going to have to, because like I said, this is going to be a big twist for what they've been doing and what they know of doing, because again, if Musk says that this is what he's going to do, believe you me, I'm pretty sure this is what he's going to do.
Yeah, and
and that censorship is going to get really lightened. And like you said, people are going to like it. People are going to hate it. Mass majority might delete Twitter from their account so they don't have to deal with it. But you're going to have people that are going to listen to it, and it's going to get a lot of stuff out. And it's a good thing.
And you know what, though? It actually gives us back our own individuality, meaning that
to start,
we read things and we can either interpret it if it's true or not. And instead of some people behind, the computer saying that we don't know how to interpret these things, so this is what you have to believe. Now we have a chance to, obviously some things in there you'll go through and you'll see it's BS. And you're like, okay, this is kind of crazy. But then you'll see some, like, let's say COVID news or something. And if it doesn't come from that left side, there's no, they block it, and you can't, like from a doctor who's saying this is how I treated, yeah, and maybe one patient or something, but it's still something that information that can be shared and get out there. But they're cutting all that off.
Yeah, it says here in a statement, Elon Musk called Twitter the bedrock of functional democracy, which is basically saying this is going to be our platform for anybody to speak their mind without repercussions. And it's like I said before, it looms to be great. I mean, if anybody can get out there and get on Twitter now, feel free to do as you please.
I mean, I'm sure. Obviously, I'm pretty sure there's gonna, like, the really negative and bad things will be taken off.
Yes. I mean, you're gonna have both ways.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
It's always gonna be like that.
Off.
If it wasn't, then we'd have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, that's got to be off. But I think, I'm wondering how fast this is going to turn around.
Like everything, you gotta give it some time. But this morning was hilarious when I was scrolling through my social media. First thing I came up with was a little meme saying that after Elon Musk bought Twitter, he threw out a tweet saying, "Oh, I just bought Twitter. Now I'm gonna delete it. Next is Facebook. Everybody should enjoy life in the outside." And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, it was a hilarious meme, but if that were to be true, Elon Musk is my hero.
Yeah,
he is my absolute hero.
He could actually do it.
I know, that's incredible.
And at some point of me, and most people out there are probably like, would it be such a bad thing?
No,
and it might not be. But the problem with that is it causes a vacuum, because then he deletes that. And then there's other bunch of social media platforms that'll end up taking rise, and it'll be the same thing. Maybe it'll be too far right next time.
Buy that crap too and delete that. This man is, just the number one richest man on earth.
Yeah.
And it's funny now, they quote that, the richest man on earth, because you don't even know, the man might not be on earth anymore.
I mean, it was always between him and Bezos, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then, but we also got to remember, there's people who live in the Middle East and all this who don't disclose their wealth.
Okay.
So really, the richest person that is known, I would say.
To me, he's the richest person that I know.
I mean, that's obviously out there. That
40 billion, own Tesla. Electric is big, huge, coming up now. The man is
he bought that out of his pocket, though.
I know he did. That was the money out of his couch. He said, "Listen, I'm gonna have to take one of my son's allowance money or my something like that." It's just his astronomical. We're talking. Remember when millions used to be just wow, millions.
It's almost unfathomable.
40 billion.
Can't even put wrap my head around it.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I would love $40 billion, but to be honest, could I ever spend that? You're gonna spend it in 3 lifetimes.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, your family, your kids, your grandchildren, your kids, everybody's set for life.
That goes so far.
That goes, yes, but most of them are set. But I mean, is there an astronomical number that you could say, "Wait, man, that's just way too much money to have"? Is that a question? I mean, I know it sounds stupid because everybody just wants unlimited money, a money that you can have forever and ever, rolling in, rolling out, and not worry about it. Everybody wants that. But is there a price too high? Like, what could I do with $40?
Well, I think, and this is. I think this is why people because you have almost 2 sides of the coin. Now you have Elon who's probably one of the most influential people of our time.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying Jeff Bezos isn't, because he created Amazon. He also has a space exploration program, which is wonderful. But when you get to that point of your life, it's almost expected from humanity to make it better, because you are pretty much the only person who can. Because if you leave it up to the government, it's never going to happen. You know what I mean? It'll be at their pace. But he's pushing space exploration. He's digging tunnels. You know what I mean?
Like I said,
cars are changing the world.
He's doing things that are going to set this world up for future lives. It just definitely, that's what he's doing. But my question is, when like you said, he's at that age. He's obviously
what is he, late 40s?
Almost, I believe 50. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, but again, when you're at that age, and I'm not even sure, does he have kids?
He does. I think he has 3 kids.
Okay, so at what age do you like, I just spent $40 billion, probably has another $100 to $200 billion saved away.
I'm sure he's got all that figured out.
Yeah, but when is enough? Like, why would he, he's got companies, why wouldn't you just take off?
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. It's like, you've made this, okay, wipe your hand. But then it becomes, I think he's the kind of person that likes to stick around. I think he likes to work. And honestly, I think him being there keeps his companies grounded, and it keeps them moving. I think once he leaves, you got to put someone else in charge, right?
But obviously, it'll be handed down.
Yeah, but that could be take a bad turn. So I think he feels a responsibility to be around. And honestly, what else is he going to do? He doesn't seem like the kind of person who wants to go sit in the Caribbean for the rest of his life.
See, and there goes the two sides of the coins. Because Elon Musk, obviously brilliant, he's probably been brilliant and set up since he was little.
Yeah, he's been doing it since PayPal, and
that's what I'm saying.
He's selling all kinds of stuff.
Exactly. Me personally, if I got $44 billion, I'm taking the rest of my life off.
I think most
and that's
people
coming from somebody like us, regular day Joes, have been working.
Don't have $40 billion.
About $40 billion. I'm just saying, if I was inclined to have gotten dumped $44 billion in my lap, from that point on, after my family's set, I'm taking the rest of my life off.
You see, and you know what? I kind of agree with you, because there's a certain point where you're like, well, I only have a lifetime.
Yeah,
and then you can set up other generations of your family.
Exactly.
But I feel like, don't you think that's the reason that maybe people like us don't have that money and people like him do? Because
and it's funny
because they're pushing for it.
Yes, and it's funny too, because I was actually looking the other day on past lotto winners.
Oh God, those are the worst.
Oh God,
there used to be a TV show about that. Remember that?
Yes, back in the day. Oh my God! But I was just, for some reason I thought of it, and I started looking through it, and I'm just like,
they're all broke.
Yeah, they're all broke. But the one was hilarious. The guy lived in a shack, but had a yacht in his backyard that he can't never take to the ocean, but it's just sitting back there.
There.
Yes, and now that to your point, yeah, you're right. That makes us look lazy. Makes me look lazy, but I've never had shit like that before. So
exactly, and I think is like, if we were conscious of it, we would probably do something smart with it and kind of create some kind of future. But there's just some people who are given all that money and look at them. They first thing they go buy gold chains, gold teeth,
cars, houses, TVs,
and everything. How they're going to pay for it, how they're going to maintain it, how they're going to move forward.
I understand that. I'm smart enough, and if I got $40 billion, like I said before,
I'll make sure I'm set.
My family's set. Everybody's bills are paid. My mom's house is paid. Everybody's house is paid.
Put your investments in, let them grow.
I would not move into a mansion. I think I would be. I'm happy where I'm at right now in my house.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd buy. I definitely probably have the fastest Acura on the planet. I would definitely have that. Have a nice little, family car.
Why an Acura?
Because you could do so much to them. Why would I spend half a $1 million or $1 million on a Bugatti? Can't touch the thing really. But if I had a nice. Maybe GSR Acura, wide body,
So you
big
soup
old
it up. So what you're
turbos.
saying?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
It would only be a weekend rider. That thing would suck so much gas. It would only be for the weekend. But it'd be the toy car. You know what I mean?
A V24 in it.
Hey Elon, he's talking to you. V24.
Yeah, I could definitely. Yeah, I mean that's something that you definitely think of, and I think that's and there's obviously so many people that are not really in his realm besides him and Jeff Bezos.
No, there's not many.
And then
come close
he just I was reading something. Bezos just built a yacht. I think it's in Norway or Finland or somewhere, and they actually have to take down a bridge, an existing bridge,
just to get it through,
to get it to the ocean.
And he's got enough money that they're going to do that.
Take it down.
Take it down. We'll build a new one.
I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the biggest yacht in the world. This is this is a monster. This is like a mini cruise ship. You know what I mean? That's coming out, but that's when you have that money, and that's what it goes. Yeah. And
what can you do next, basically?
But it's also I look at people like Elon, and I'm like, well, he deserves it because, obviously you don't. People say, why don't you make enough money and call it quits? Well, it's not like he's trying to just keep doing these businesses and get money. There's people who depend on him, so he has to keep making money for them.
He has obligation. He has obligation.
It just so happened that where he is and what he's doing is what put him there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And same thing with Jeff Bezos. What just so happened that what he's done has put him there. And these companies have to go forward.
Sooner or later, they'll add a piece around Mount Rushmore, and it will be Musk.
I mean, I think he deserves. I think he has a lot more to give this.
Oh no,
this country.
That's what I'm saying. At his age, he's going to set us up for future advancements that are way beyond anything we think of
I definitely
right
think
now.
so.
And we need people like that.
Yeah, we have to. And if you think about throughout history, there's always people like that.
Yeah.
There's always that one person in 1700s and the 1500s. Da Vinci. Because every generation there's that one person who brings it forward.
Knowing that if the world comes to an end, he will be one of the people saved.
Yeah, that'd be smartest thing to do.
Yes.
It was, either that or he jumps on his rocket and he goes.
And he flies away. Yeah, but he will be one of the people saved if this world needs to be rebuilt in any way.
I mean, pretty soon. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I'm looking forward to eventually hearing on the news that they're going to Mars. It's a few more years away.
I mean, granted, I probably will never make it there, but that would be so amazing.
There's a part of me that wants to do it.
Of course.
But it's not just like a round trip. It's like 6 to 8 months there.
No, yes, it's
then 6 to 8 months home.
But again, I'm pretty sure
and you got to live there for a while because you got to build shit. They have to go there and build this whatever they're going to build.
Yeah. And again, how big are these shuttles that are going to be going back and forth? Is it going to be?
They're pretty big. I mean, that heavy lifter he's got is pretty big.
That's what I'm saying. So they might bring 50 people, and that whole ship might be like a mall. Where they can deal with it for the 6 months travel.
And it should take maybe a couple years to build up some type of village or whatever it's going to be. All I'm saying is
it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
I hope I'm still alive
to see it
because that would be
the
biggest thing that's ever happened to this world. Not even to this country, to this world.
Yeah. Again, if I'm alive to see us live,
which I think it's going to happen
on Mars. I mean, again. It'll probably be the highlight of my life.
Yeah, that's good.
Knowing that maybe sooner or later my grandchildren or my grandchildren's grandchildren will be living on another planet.
They might have to.
They're definitely gonna have to.
You know what I mean? So, so now that Twitter is officially owned, are you gonna finally sign up for it?
Maybe. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not big into the new social medias and all that, but I mean, if Twitter's the way to go, that you don't have to worry about what you say. Maybe everything else gets deleted, and Twitter's what survives.
That's true. And if you're curious, if you're on Twitter, look us up at Open Up Media, and open a conversation up with us.
Yeah, guys, if you like the content, hit us a like, hit us a share with your friends. But we'd like to hear what you think about the whole contest. The whole the conversations we're having. Give us a little intel. Tell us maybe a subject you want to talk about. We're always here for that too. And again, the great Schwarzenegger once said, "Get your ass to Mars." Total Recall.
Yeah.
And that might be coming up soon.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
It's a great movie too. If anybody's never seen Total Recall,
The original one.
Original one.
Yeah.
The second one wasn't that bad.
I didn't see it either.
But
I didn't see it.
The originals are always the catch of the can, guys.
Didn't see it.
So thanks for showing up, and we'll see you guys on another time. Thanks.
See you later.